Hey guys, this is Gamer. Welcome back to another Super Mario Maker level showcase. This time I showcase my next level, my 11th level that I've uploaded now actually, because I've deleted a couple of the other ones. We are going to stop for Lanky time. We're not going to stop for Hammer time, because hammers do not exist as a usable object outside of Yoshi, and Yoshi is not in the Super Mario Bros. Engine, so yeah, we don't have access to that. What we do have access to is this. So, when you collect a mushroom in the original Super Mario Bros. Style, there's a small chance, I don't know how small, but there's a small chance that it will be one of these mushrooms instead. And this mushroom lets you jump higher, like 2 blocks higher, and you have a decent, like, basically a really tall jump to reach extra heights and stuff that you would normally need a springboard for. So this stage is entirely built around that concept, and that is what we are going to explore in this stage. Now, sprite limitation stuff in this game is super odd. You can see this mushroom actually came from the blocks there. I have no idea how it does that. I think what it does is the bullet bill launcher here actually despawns when it's too far off screen, which means that there's no platform underneath the mushroom here, and then that mushroom just goes along the ground. So that is my best estimation for it. Sometimes this chain chomp randomly disappears as well. As you can see though, we are going to be going up towards this pipe. There's a reset door for the second section over there. Our third section, really. And yeah, you see the chain chomp randomly despawned as well, but whatever. The shroom was really just to tell players that that's what the bullet bill blaster was going to fire, so it's whatever. Now, one weird thing with Lanky Mario is you can see he can actually jump above the camera. So that makes parts like this really confusing when the platform is actually all the way up here, but it makes it kind of difficult to gauge where the platform is because it's always off screen. So I made the platform thick enough that you could see it from even the stand, basically from the spring position here, so that you would know where you're supposed to go. The coins do help a little bit, and there are a couple of secrets based on that in the stage, but yeah, it's pretty much designed to be as fair as possible while still being at least a tiny bit challenging. So we have a P-switch run here. I'm going to ignore the P-switch run for a second just to show you what's down here. All of these grinders are actually non-lethal when it comes to clearing the P-switch run itself. They're more there for decoration and I guess a little bit of intimidation, and just in case, because the P-switch run's a little bit tight here, just in case you are a bit slow, there's a way of getting blocks there as well. So you will never be screwed out of that section because you need the full jump there. You see this chain chomp kind of randomly disappeared as well, so kind of odd section there. But yeah, P-switch run with entirely non-threatening decorations. You're gonna have to go backwards along this on the top half, so the challenge here was making sure that I didn't break any bricks off screen whilst going through the first part, because that would mess up all the jumps, and it's still possible to mess up the jumps, but that would mess up all of the jumps in the next area and probably force you to redo this first bit a few times, and that would just be bad, you know. Unfortunately, this still looks a little bit bland. I mean, it's Super Mario Bros. Underground, it's entirely black. I kind of wish there was a way of making this like a bit more decorative with the background. You know, kind of even just with the crystal-like structures in Super Mario Bros. 3, the dots in the background, they make this a lot nicer to look at, but that's what the original Mario Bros. Was like, so yeah. Originally, that ending section had coins as well, but it kind of made it really nasty and possible to make it unwinnable if you were too slow. The timing was rather tight, so yeah. If you do fall down here, all of this section has these one-way blocks, and that will stop you from cheesing this section because it would be possible to jump up to that pipe. but we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. If you are small Mario because you took a hit on the top bit and then came down here, you're probably running at full speed going along this, so you'll end up on the cloud there. There's nothing in that part, it's just to guarantee that the mushroom from the cannon will be able to despawn, because it is possible to miss it like that, you know, if you're just like reflex dodging stuff. You should be able to see when you come into this section, like if I go back through here again and show, you should be able to see that there is another Lanky Mushroom indicating what the Bullet Bill Blaster is firing here. So you should know this is a friendly one, but just in case you jump and reflexively dodge and stuff, you know, I needed to make sure that that mushroom could despawn down the bottom, so there you go. So this is where a little bit of the challenge comes in with this stage. Like, this is where it, look how weird this looks, by the way, like it's just so bizarre. But yeah, this is where the stage, I guess, gets kind of hard. The same with here, like this is actually a somewhat difficult section if you are not careful. There are a couple of power-ups I put on the rails just to try and make sure that people would not die here, but it's totally understandable if people do. There's another reset door down the bottom there in case you end up falling down here. If you fall down here and you've already taken a hit, then there's a block that lets you go with that. There's also the Bullet Bill Blaster does fire mushrooms too, but that wasn't the reason why that one fell. Also, there's a Goomba, because obviously there's Goomba. There's always Goombas, because Goombas are everywhere. I don't know quite why this section looks this way in the end. It sort of breaks a little bit, which is unfortunate. These things were a bit more evenly spaced originally, but oh well, it kind of looks like a mess now. Yeah, those two squares there were Lanky Mushrooms, but because of, again, this Bullet Bill Blaster despawning and stuff, that's a lesson I can take to the future, actually, is I need to encase these in hard blocks rather than, you know, using a sprite-based object to house them. That's something I have now learned for the future. If you do fall down this bit, again, it's all, there's no pits here, but the end is right here. You can't just jump to it, you've actually got to clear the stuff, and I will let you find out later what's in those other blocks, because I'm not going to tell you now. Or, like, next to the coins and stuff. So, really all you've got to do from here is just that, but if you somehow fail it, then the reset door is there to let you get back up really easily, so it's not a particularly difficult section. The coins will indicate where the top of the flagpole is, and that's it. So really the design choices here are meant to make sure that the player can have the tools that they need to beat the level, which in this case is the Lanky Shroom, and also not punish the player for failing what could be considered like more precise jumping, or at least weirder jumping, because you're not normally able to jump this high. So yeah, it's a forgiving stage, and if this doesn't get a decent clear rate, I will be very surprised. But really the only difficult bit, which can be face tanked if you are really wishing to do that, is the buzzsaw section with the moving platforms, and even that is not that bad. There is actually a hidden star down the bottom somewhere if players find it, if they decide to try and just run all the way across the conveyors. But yeah, that is my new stage. The level ID will be in the description, of course, and let me know what you think.